Good morning. My name is Shannon Price, Admissions Secretary to Kendall and MSSD. Before we get started, who's the father? Which one is the father?
Actually, I'm the father, and my name is Dmitry Sidrov.
Okay, nice to meet you, Mr. Sidroff. We're going to talk about today
Actually, if we could just take a moment to clarify the process that we're going to be using this morning.
Wonderful.
My name is Mark Morales, and I'm a deaf interpreter. I have a colleague here with me, and my name is Carolyn Ressler.
Okay.
And if I could just explain a little bit what's going on, and what I'd like to do first is fill him in on the process, and then once I get that explanation done, I'll just fill you in a little bit on what's going to be happening. So if you just wait a moment, I'll tell you a little bit more about how this will work today.
Okay.
As I was just explaining, we're going to work together as a deaf hearing team, and it's a little bit of a different process maybe than you've noticed before. It may take a little extra time, so you may notice some periods of silence as we're trying to translate between the languages. So basically what will happen is you just speak normally as you would. Carolyn, the hearing interpreter, will sign to me, and I, as the deaf interpreter, then will make sure that communication gets to Mr. Abarov in the language that he most readily understands. And then in terms of his responses, I will repeat his responses back to Carolyn, who will then speak to you what the response is.
Okay.
So as you can see, with all that going on, it takes a little bit of time. It's not going to happen maybe as simultaneously as you might find a situation if two hearing people were going through this. We may have instances where you have to clarify language or make sure that all of us are on the same page and understanding this together.
Okay.
I think that covers everything.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's get started. We're basically today going to discuss the Kendall Elementary School, and we'll go through the application process and all that happens when you have to begin the application process.
All right.
Okay. First, let me ask you, what is your daughter's name?
My daughter's name is Dalian Sidrova. Sidrova.
Okay, I'll go ahead and write that on the application. Can you ask them to spell that for me?
Sure, that's Linsidorova.
Okay.
Lisa, why don't we start with why you decided to come in today?
Well, I'm very depressed, and I'm hoping to get some help from you. It's about a situation with my boyfriend.
Could you explain a little bit more about that?
Well, see, I was in modeling school, and I got a job offer, which made it that I had to travel a lot all over the place. And so from doing that, my boyfriend thinks I'm having an affair and seeing another guy, and he's been very abusive, and we got into all kinds of fights. So that's what started the whole problem.
Okay. When you say abusive, what do you mean?
Well, my boyfriend was trying to strangle me. He doesn't want me to go to modeling school whatsoever. And I keep trying to assure him I'm not seeing anybody. I'm just working. I'm doing my job that I was hired to do. But he's been beating me up. It's left bruises all over me. So that's just what's been going on.
Okay. And how long has this been happening?
Well, you know, I've had this issue. I've had this job for about a year, and I really would like to end the relationship with my boyfriend because I want to focus on my career and my job, and I don't want to be fighting with him all the time. So I really need your help in knowing how am I going to break it off with him so I can just focus on my career, which is what I want to do.